Hello, I am Robbie Sanford and I will be sharing with you my research proposal. How do single mothers living in poverty see themselves, their world, and their hopes for the future? In the 2016 presidential election, poverty was not in the top 15 voter concerns. However, 13.5% of people in the United States live in poverty, and 19.7% of all children are poor. Single mother households make up the largest number of families in poverty, and almost half of the children living in a single mother household live in poverty. Three themes emerged from my literary review. The first theme is the self-identity of the poor single mother. We all form our identities within our social context, and poor communities shape and reinforce the identity of the poor single mother. Without a change in poverty component of her identity, the poor single mother will never rise from her lower socioeconomic status. The second theme is the perspective on poverty. First, poverty viewed from the outside. Researchers almost cannot escape the outsider view on people in poverty. Second, poverty viewed from the inside. Qualitative participatory approaches offer the best means to do research from the inside. However, participatory research presents a number of methodological issues for researchers. One is the loss of objectivity, which is necessary for the validity of the project. Another is the challenge to generate measurable data. The third theme to emerge from the literary review is the impact of poverty on children. Out of necessity, research related to the poor single mother will deal with children. Children of single mothers in poverty have the poorest physical and mental health of children in all family configurations. We will look now at the methods of design of this study. My main research question is, how do single mothers living in poverty see themselves, their world, and their hopes for their future? A qualitative approach conducting personal interviews will provide an effective design that will help answer these questions. My sampling frame is all poor single mothers in Houston County, Alabama. This will be a non-probability sample and therefore not generalizable to the entire population of the United States. My criteria will be employable to poor single mothers with children ages birth to 12 who seek substance aid from benevolence agencies. I will gather respondents at a local benevolence agency at which I volunteer. It will be a purposeful sample in that the center serves 60% of the 21,000 poor people in this county, the poverty rate for which is 18.3%, 3% higher than the national average. To collect data, I will use open-ended, non-leading questions with probes. An example question would be, what do you think of or feel when I say the word poverty? I will audio record the interviews. To analyze the data, I will use horizontal analysis to identify significant statements from the respondents to produce a textual description. Then I will develop a structural description of the factors that impact how the participants experience poverty. Next, I will transcribe the data into an in vivo software for analysis. Then I will compare these results with the textual and structural descriptions to identify common themes that will answer the research question. Finally, I will derive an essential invariant structure description to shape the narrative for the report that will assist the reader to see poverty from the perspective of a poor single mother. This research design presents challenges for reliability and validity. I will have only the accuracy of the data to determine reliability. I will carefully scrutinize the transcriptions and summaries of my data, and I will ensure consistency across the interviews with scripted comments, written questions, and probe options. All qualitative studies run the risk of losing objectivity and weakening the validity. To assure validity, I will employ the bracketing. This is, I will identify and discuss my attitudes and preconceived notions about poverty with my mentors and colleagues. I will use triangulation, comparing emerging themes with these noted in the literary review. I will use member checking, allowing participants to evaluate the accuracy of my summary and conclusions from their interviews. I will give as much depth and richness to the descriptions of my findings as possible. To address any ethical concerns, I will first submit my proposal to the IRB, which is the Institutional Review Board. I will obtain permission to conduct the study from the agency. I will clarify procedures and a place for the interviews with the site management. I will explain the benefits of the study for the agency. I will obtain signed consent forms from participants and handle their information with highest confidentiality. I will handle and present the data with the highest degree of fidelity and openness. And I will retain all raw data in compliance with institutional policies. The study will include single poor employable mothers with children from birth to 12 years. They will come from a variety of housing arrangements, such as public housing, subsidized housing, independently secured housing, or say shared living arrangements. The participants will have differing support systems, which could include family, community, religious, say social services, etc. The respondents will represent various types of poverty, situation, which could be acute, generational, chronic, working, non-working, etc. The limitations of this study, as with all qualitative research, includes the challenges that the researcher faces in maintaining objectivity. Also, in this type of research, the research must take care to collect measurable data. Another limitation is the accuracy of the respondents' information. Additionally, the risk of filtering respondent statements through the researcher's non-poverty viewpoint is a limitation. The findings of this research will help the agency design effective strategies from the client's perspective. This will benefit their clients by helping to improve their quality of life. Additionally, the findings of this research will contribute to current knowledge of poverty that informs public policy, and they will suggest maybe further research. I will close with a quote from Nelson Mandela. Like slavery, poverty is not natural. It is man-made, and it can overcome and be eradicated by the actions of human beings.